Welcome, Test Guardians. Today we are going to discuss about supervised versus unsupervised machine learning. And in the supervised, we teach the machine learning with using data with the answers. And in unsupervised, we don't provide answers; it finds patterns by its own. Just like you go to city, you don't have any map, no Google Maps, okay, and you just start roaming around and start finding the pattern, the streets, and that is the unsupervised. Just learn by its own. Whereas the other side supervised is where a student is studying with an answer key. Let's deep dive further more into. So this is an example for the supervised machine learning, where we are taking this fruits example. So this picture says this is apple, this is banana, this is grapes, and we give it to the machine learning model. The machine learning model gonna learn it that how the apple looks like, how the bananas and the grapes looks like. And after some time, when we try to give a new fruit to the model, then it should be able to identify, or I should say, it should be able to predict, like, is this a fruit? If yes, what is the name of this fruit? So that is a supervised machine learning where you provide the picture and you give the answer as well, that this is apple and this is banana. Now, what are the use cases? Use cases are like spam, email detection, weather prediction, and the stock price forecast. Such as in a spam. So you provide, for example, 50 emails which are spam, and you provide 50 which are not spam. And now, with each, you are going to explain what attributes make it as a spam. And then machine will learn from this data. Okay, if such kind of patterns exist in the email, that means it is spam. But if those does not exist, that means it is not spam. And after that, whenever new email shows up, then system is already trained enough to find the patterns that if it is a spam or not. So this is how the supervised machine learning works. So you give the spam, how the spam looks like, whatever the key factors and parameters, and then machine learns by this data. Whereas in the unsupervised, there is no answers are given. Just find the patterns by its own. For example, you just throw this whole data. Now see, there are no answers. Like in the supervised, we were telling, okay, this is a carrot, this is a bread, this is a cheese. But in here, we are not telling the model what is this, because we are not predicting here. We are trying to classify, group them together with the same category. So the model by itself is going to learn, okay, this is a carrot, so that looks like a vegetable to me, right? And this is an apple, so that looks like a fruit to me. So this is how it's going to make different groupings. And from that data, whatever the vegetable or fruits would be, that will go into this category. So it is making these groups, or we can call it clusters. For the meat, it's going to create a new group. For the cheese and bread, maybe it can create a dairy or grocery or something. So we are not giving the answers. We are not telling the model what is this. It just start finding the patterns and then group them together. Now, what are the use cases? Customer segmentation, recommendation system, anomaly detection. These are a couple of very famous examples of unsupervised machine learning. Customer segmentation is when we buy something online, it try to find out the shopping pattern, what customers are like more, and returns, they dislike the products. So based on that, it starts building different clusters of the customer's database. Okay, most of the customers like this product, they don't like this product. This is more like a returnable items, so it could be used in these purposes. Recommendation system, just like a Netflix, so you watch one action movie and the next you're going to see a whole bunch of playlist including all the action movies similar to that. So this is how it starts learning your choices. If you prefer this, okay, you may like this one. Now, what are the key differences? One of the important that you need to remember is this is a goal. Both provide us different functionality. The supervised is for the prediction or identification, whereas the unsupervised is for the grouping purpose. You just throw everything and it starts making different groups out of it. In the supervised, you have to give a label data, and in supervised, it is not. You just throw whatever you have. And the example in the supervised is more like fruit name prediction. And in the unsupervised, you are grouping those fruit. Remember, the supervised learn with the labels, and unsupervised find the patterns. So that's all we have today. And we are going to deep dive further into this further supervised in the next session. We will discuss about the regression and the classification and unsupervised clustering. These are the key points that you need to understand before any performing testing. So stay tuned, and we will continue this session further. If you have any questions or concerns, please post a comment. I will definitely address those.